The paper was tucked under my windshield wiper, wet from rain. I almost threw it away, almost walked right past it into Riverside Market like I did every Wednesday at 3. But something stopped me. The handwriting, blue ink bleeding through cheap notebook paper, 10 words that didn't make sense. Get out of here if you want to live. I looked around the parking lot, empty except for a maintenance worker by the dumpsters. Carl something, I forgot his last name, worked at my building. I'd seen him fixing the hallway lights last week. He was watching me, not hiding it, just standing there, waiting. Our eyes met. He nodded once, then walked away toward a beat-up Ford truck. I should have gone inside, should have brought my groceries, should have ignored it. Old women get pranks pulled on them, kids thinking it's funny. But Carl wasn't a kid. He was 60-something, steady hands, serious face. I got in my car instead. Before we begin, drop a comment below with your country and what time it is right now where you're watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't just sit back. Tell me where in the world you are. Now let's dive into the story. I drove 3 blocks, pulled into the parking lot behind First Baptist Church, empty on Wednesday afternoons. I sat there with the engine running, watching my rearview mirror, feeling stupid, feeling scared. My phone rang at 3:47. My son, Michael, always called around 4, like clockwork. "Mom, where are you? I'm at your place. Door's locked. I'm running errands." "What errands? You always shop on Wednesdays. Same time, same store." His voice had that edge, the one that said he was tracking me, checking on me, making sure I stayed predictable. "I forgot something. I'll be home later." "When's later?" "Brenda and I wanted to talk to you about something important." Brenda, his wife, 29 years old, fake smile, real ambition. They'd been visiting more lately, bringing dinner, asking questions. How was I feeling? Was I taking my medications? Had I thought about updating my will? "I'll call you when I'm home," I said. "Mom, we're already here. Just come back. This is important." Something in his voice made my chest tight. Urgency, need, the kind that sounds like love but feels like pressure. "I have to go, Michael." I hung up, turned off my phone, sat in that parking lot watching the clock tick past 4, past 4:30, past 5. At 5:15, my phone buzzed. I turned it off, but it buzzed anyway. Emergency alert, building-wide notification, gas leak reported at Riverside Terrace Apartments, building evacuated, emergency services on scene. My building, my home of 14 years. I turned on the radio, local news. Breaking story in Riverside, apartment building experiencing what officials are calling a dangerous gas leak, residents evacuated, hazmat teams on site, more details as they develop. No explosion, not yet, just a leak, just everyone getting out, getting safe. But Carl had known, hours before, had written that note, had warned me. I drove back, slowly, parked 2 streets away, walked to the building, fire trucks everywhere, police tape, residents standing on the sidewalk in their slippers, in their work clothes, confused, angry, scared. I scanned the crowd, found Michael and Brenda. They were talking to a police officer, animated, worried. Michael kept pointing at the building, at the 4th floor, at my apartment. I stayed back, behind other people, watching. The officer shook his head, said something. Michael's face changed from worried to angry. Brenda touched his arm, calming him, but her eyes were different, calculating. They didn't look like family worried about me. They looked like people whose plan had failed. I backed away, quiet, invisible, the way old women always are. Got in my car. Drove to the Elmwood Motor Lodge on Highway 6, paid cash, gave a fake name, Dorothy Walsh. The clerk didn't care, didn't check ID, just took my money and handed me a key. Room 24. It smelled like cigarettes and Pine Sol. The bed was hard. The TV only got 3 channels. But I was alive. And according to everyone else, I should have been home when that gas leak happened. Should have been home when whatever Carl knew was coming finally came. I didn't sleep. Couldn't. I kept thinking about Michael's face, about Brenda's calculations, about 14 years in that building and nobody warning me, except a maintenance worker I barely knew. Morning came cold. October in Oregon doesn't ease you into anything, just drops temperature like a stone. I bought coffee from a gas station. Terrible coffee, but hot. The news said the gas leak was contained, building cleared, residents could return by noon. Officials called it a close call, a miracle, no one hurt. But I knew better. Gas leaks don't come with handwritten warnings. I drove to Riverside Market, same parking lot, same time. Thursday now instead of Wednesday, but close enough. Carl was there, by the dumpsters again, smoking a cigarette, waiting. I walked over. He didn't move, didn't acknowledge me until I was right beside him. "You listened," he said. Rough voice, smoker's voice. "You knew." I knew enough. He dropped the cigarette, crushed it under his boot. "Your son and his wife, they were in your apartment Monday night. I was fixing the hallway camera, heard 'em talking, heard 'em planning." "Planning what?" "A leak, a real one. Not this fake evacuation nonsense." Carl pulled out another cigarette, didn't light it, just rolled it between his fingers. "They were going to rig your stove, make it look like you forgot to turn it off, make it look like old age, like an accident." My stomach dropped. "You heard them say this?" "Heard enough. Heard her, Brenda. She's the smart one, the planner. He's just desperate." Carl finally lit the cigarette. "I couldn't let that happen, not on my watch. So I called in a fake gas leak, got everyone out, gave you time." "Time for what?" "To figure out what you're gonna do." He looked at me, really looked. Gray eyes, tired eyes, eyes that had seen things. "They're coming back. They're gonna try again. And next time, I might not be around to stop them." "Why are you helping me?" "Because I've got a daughter. You're a few years older than her. She lives in Florida. Hasn't called in 3 years. But if someone tried to hurt her, I'd want somebody to help. That's how it works. That's how it should work." He walked away, left me standing there by the dumpsters, left me with the truth I didn't want to believe. My son was trying to kill me. I went back to the motel, sat on that hard bed, thought about Michael, about the boy he'd been. Sweet kid, smart, loved baseball, cried when we had to put down our dog. He'd been real once, human once, my son once. Then he'd married Brenda, started his business, started failing, started needing money he didn't have. My phone rang. I turned it back on. Stupid, but I couldn't help it. "Mom, where are you? We've been worried sick. The gas leak, we thought—" Michael's voice cracked, sounded real, sounded like love. But I knew better now. "I'm staying with a friend until the building's safe." "Which friend?" Same question as before, same need to track me, to know where I was, to plan around me. "Someone you don't know." "Mom, come stay with us, please. The guest room's ready. Brenda's making dinner. We need to talk to you about something." About my will, about my money, about the life insurance from when his father died, about the savings account I'd built over 40 years of careful living. "I'll think about it," I said, hung up before he could argue. I thought about calling the police, but what would I say? My son talked about killing me? A maintenance worker heard him. No proof, no recording, just words against words. And Michael was respectable, owned a business, had connections. I was just old, just forgettable. Therefore, I needed proof, real proof, the kind that couldn't be explained away. I called the motel office, asked if they had rooms available long term. The clerk laughed. "Lady, we've got rooms available forever. How long you need?" "A month? Maybe more?" "Cash?" "Cash. Then we don't need names or nothing, just money." I paid for 4 weeks up front, watched my savings shrink. But money doesn't matter if you're dead. That night, I sat in room 24 with the TV on low, watching shadows, waiting for headlights, wondering if Carl was right, wondering if they'd try again, wondering if next time I'd see it coming. Carl found me Friday morning. Don't know how, didn't ask. He knocked on my motel room door at 7, brought coffee, real coffee, from the good place downtown. "You can't hide here forever," he said. "I can try. They'll find you. Michael called the building manager, asked about you, said you weren't answering your phone, said he was worried. Manager told him you haven't been back since the evacuation." Carl sat in the plastic chair by the window. "He's looking, and when he finds you, you better have a plan." "What kind of plan?" "The kind that keeps you breathing." He pulled out a piece of paper, folded like the note from my windshield. "I've got a nephew, name's Travis. He's a private investigator, does security work too, divorce cases mostly, but he's good, discreet. I can't afford. He owes me, big. I helped him when no one else would. He'll help you, no charge." Carl pushed the paper across the small table. "Call him, today. Tell him everything. He'll know what to do." After Carl left, I stared at that paper for an hour. A phone number, nothing else. Simple, clean, dangerous. I called at noon. Man answered on the second ring. "Yeah? Travis? Carl gave me your number. You the lady from Riverside Terrace? How did you—" "Uncle Carl called, told me the situation, told me you need help." His voice was young, 30s maybe, confident. "Where are you?" "Elmwood Motor Lodge." "Stay there. I'm coming by. 2 hours." He hung up. 2 hours felt like days. I watched the parking lot, counted cars. 17 came, 17 left. None of them stayed. Carl arrived at 2:04, driving a black Jeep, tall, lean, wearing jeans and a jacket that bulged on the left side, carrying. He knocked. I checked the peephole, opened the door. "Dorothy Walsh?" He smiled, small, knowing. That's a terrible fake name. It was all I could think of. "We'll work on that." He came inside, scanned the room, professional, quick. "Carl told your son's trying to kill you for money? That about right?" "That's about right." "Okay, let's start simple. How much money are we talking?" I told him. Life insurance, $200,000. Savings, another $80,000. The apartment was rent controlled, but worth something if I died. Michael was listed as beneficiary, only child. Everything went to him. He nodded, took notes on his phone. "And you've got no proof, just Carl's word about what he heard?" "Just Carl's word." "Then we need to get proof, real proof, the kind that holds up in court." Travis looked at me, really looked. "How far are you willing to go?" "As far as it takes." "Even if it means losing your son forever?" I thought about Michael, about the boy he'd been, about the man he'd become, about Brenda's calculating eyes and the way they looked at my building, at my apartment, at the space where I should have been. "He's already gone," I said. Travis worked fast, installed cameras in my apartment, tiny ones, hidden in smoke detectors, in picture frames, in the kitchen where the stove was, where they'd talked about rigging it. He got permission from the building manager, showed his PI license, explained the situation. The manager remembered Michael and Brenda, remembered them visiting late at night, remembered thinking it was odd. Families don't visit that late unless they're hiding something, the manager said. The cameras went live Monday. I stayed at the motel, watched the feed on Travis's laptop, waited. Michael came Tuesday, alone, used his key. the one I'd given him for emergencies. Went straight to the kitchen, opened the stove, did something with the gas line, quick, practiced, like he'd rehearsed. Travis recorded everything. "Got him," Travis said, quiet, satisfied. "That's attempted murder, clear as day. What now?" "Now we decide, police or something else." I watched the screen, watched my son sabotage my stove, watched him check his work, watched him leave the door behind him, making sure everything looked normal. "Something else," I said. Travis made a call, put it on speaker. Woman answered, professional voice, sharp. "Kelly Brennan, what do you need, Travis?" "Got a case. Elder abuse, attempted murder, financial exploitation, clients willing to cooperate fully." "Evidence?" "Video, clear footage, suspect caught in the act." "Send it over, I'll review. If it's solid, we move forward." Papers rustled. "This going to trial?" "Depends. Client wants options." "Options cost money." I leaned forward, spoke up. "I have money, whatever it takes." Kelly was silent for a moment. Then, "Okay, let's talk." Kelly Brennan was everything I wasn't. Young, sharp, expensive suit. Walked into the motel room like she owned it. Travis stood up. I stayed sitting. Old women don't jump for anyone. "Mrs. Palmer," she sat across from me, opened a laptop. "I've reviewed the footage. It's damning. Your son clearly tampered with your gas line. Intent is obvious, but intent alone won't put him away. What will? Pattern, history, proof this wasn't a one-time thing." Kelly pulled up files, documents, bank statements. "Travis pulled your financials. With your permission, you've been withdrawing cash regularly, 500 here, 1,000 there, small amounts, not enough to trigger alerts, but over 6 months, you've pulled out nearly 30,000. I stared at the screen, at my own bank statements, at withdrawals I didn't remember making. I didn't take that money. No, but someone with access to your account did, someone who knows your PIN, someone who's been slowly draining you. Kelly turned the screen toward me. "Michael has power of attorney over your health care. He convinced you to sign it last year. Remember?" I remembered. He'd said it was smart, said if something happened to me, he could make decisions, keep me safe. I'd trusted him, signed the papers. "That's not financial power of attorney," I said. "No, but it's close enough to make a judge wonder. And with this," Kelly pulled up another document, email chain between Michael and Brenda, planning, discussing my routine, my schedule, when I'd be home, when I'd be vulnerable. This shows premeditation, conspiracy, and when combined with the financial exploitation, it shows motive. "Where did you get those emails?" Travis grinned. "I'm good at my job." Kelly closed her laptop. "Here's what I can do. File criminal charges, attempted murder, elder abuse, financial exploitation. The DA will prosecute. Michael and Brenda will be arrested. You'll have to testify. It'll be public, messy, and there's no guarantee they'll be convicted. Or we handle this privately, civil suit, restitution, restraining order. You get your money back. They stay away from you forever. No jail time, but no public consequences either." I thought about that. About Michael in prison, about Brenda behind bars, about justice, about revenge. But mostly I thought about peace, about quiet, about never having to see them again. Can I think about it? You have 24 hours. After that, the gas company's gonna notice the tampering. They'll investigate. This won't stay private much longer." Kelly left, Travis stayed. We sat in that motel room watching the cameras, watching my apartment, empty now, waiting. "What would you do?" I asked. "Me? I'd burn 'em to the ground. But I'm not you. I don't have to live with the choice." Travis looked at me. "Your son tried to kill you, twice. First the stove, before that something else. You know it, I know it. That gas leak Carl called in, that was supposed to be real. That was supposed to be you." "I know. So the question isn't what's right, it's what you can live with." I called Kelly at midnight, made my choice. Criminal charges, all of them. I want 'em prosecuted. I want 'em to pay. "You sure?" "I'm sure." The arrests happened Thursday morning, early. I watched from Travis's Jeep, parked down the street from Michael's house. Police cars, lights, neighbors watching. Michael came out in handcuffs, Brenda right behind him, both of them shocked, confused, angry. Michael saw me. Our eyes met across the street. His face changed from confusion to understanding to betrayal to rage. He mouthed 2 words, "You're dead." If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. And before we continue, please subscribe to Whispers of Grandma. Let's keep breathing life into true stories that were never meant to stay silent. Stories like this deserve to be heard. Now, let's continue. Travis drove me away. "He can't touch you now. Restraining orders in place. He comes near you, he goes back to jail. He'll find a way. Then I'll be watching." I went back to my apartment that day. First time in a week. It felt different, smaller, like someone else's life. The stove was marked with evidence tape, crime scene. My kitchen was a crime scene. I made tea in the microwave, sat at my small table, looked at the space where my son had stood, where he'd planned my death, where he'd stopped being mine. The trial took 9 months, long, brutal, public. My face on the news, my story in the papers. Old woman nearly killed by greedy son. Everyone had an opinion. Everyone felt entitled to judge. Michael's lawyer tried to paint me as confused, as paranoid, as making up stories. But the video didn't lie. The emails didn't lie. The bank statements didn't lie. The jury came back in 4 hours. Guilty on all counts. Michael got 12 years. Brenda got 8. Federal prison. Elder abuse carries weight. Financial exploitation carries weight. Attempted murder carries the most weight of all. I sat in that courtroom and watched them taken away, watched Michael look back at me one last time, watched him mouth those same words, "You're dead." But I wasn't. I was alive, and he was the one behind bars. The first letter came 3 months after sentencing. Prison stationery, Michael's handwriting, careful, controlled. "Mom, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Brenda manipulated me, convinced me we needed the money, that you wouldn't miss it, that it would be quick, painless. I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted to solve our problems. Please forgive me. Write back. I need to hear from you. Love, Michael." I burned it in the kitchen sink, the same sink where I'd made tea the day I moved back in. Watched the paper curl and blacken, watched my son's words turn to ash. Some apologies come too late, some bridges burn too hot to rebuild. Carl stopped by that week, brought coffee. We sat at my table, didn't talk about the trial, didn't talk about Michael, just talked about normal things, the building, the weather, his daughter in Florida who finally called. "She's coming to visit," Carl said, proud, surprised. "First time in 3 years. Said she's been thinking about things, about family, about what matters." "That's good." "Yeah, it is." He looked at me. "You doing okay? Really?" "I'm alive. That's something." "That's everything." After he left, I thought about family, about what it meant, about blood versus choice, about the people who save you versus the people who destroy you. Carl had saved me. Travis had helped me. Kelly had fought for me. They weren't family, but they'd done what family was supposed to do. Michael was family, and he tried to kill me. Therefore, family wasn't about blood. It was about who showed up, who warned you, who stood beside you when everything burned. Travis called that night. Got something you need to see. He came by with his laptop, pulled up social media, Brenda's accounts. She'd been posting from prison through friends, messages, updates. She's claiming you set them up, that you wanted them arrested, that the whole thing was revenge because Michael wouldn't give you attention. Travis scrolled through posts, comments, people believing her, people defending her. She's building a narrative, playing victim. It's working. Let her. She's got people convinced. They're talking about appeals, about corruption, about elder abuse laws being weaponized against children. She can talk all she wants. The jury saw the evidence. The judge saw the truth. She's in prison. I'm not. But Travis looked worried. Public opinion matters, especially if they push for early release. Parole boards listen to community support, character witnesses. If enough people believe her story, then I'll tell mine again, as many times as it takes. I closed his laptop. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not pretending. I survived. They lost. That's the truth. Travis left, but his warning stayed. I started doing interviews, local news, podcasts, advocacy groups for elder abuse victims. I told my story again and again, the truth, the evidence, the reality of what my son had tried to do. Some people believed me. Some didn't. Some thought I was cruel. Some thought I was brave. I didn't care. I just kept talking. Because silence is what they count on. Silence is how they win. And I'd been silent too long. An organization reached out, Stand Strong Foundation. They worked with elder abuse victims, helped them find resources, legal support, safety planning. We'd like you to speak at our conference, the director said. Woman named Claire, 60s, kind eyes. Your story could help others, show them they're not alone, that they can fight back. I'm not a speaker. You're a survivor. That's better. I spoke at the conference. Small room, maybe 30 people, mostly women, mostly old, mostly scared. I told them about Michael, about Brenda, about Carl's warning, about Travis's help, about Kelly's prosecution, about surviving. They listened. Some cried. Some took notes. Some came up after, shared their own stories, their own sons, daughters, grandchildren, partners, people who'd exploited them, hurt them, tried to silence them. What did you do? One woman asked, 70-something, shaking hands, scared eyes. I fought back. I gathered evidence. I got help. I survived. I looked at her, at all of them, and you can too. The speaking became regular, once a month, then twice, then more, different cities, different organizations, same stories, same fear, same need. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was helping others survive too. 2 years passed. Michael wrote 37 letters. I burned 37 letters. Brenda wrote 12. I burned those too. Their words didn't matter. Their apologies didn't matter. Their promises to change didn't matter. What mattered was that I was alive and they were exactly where they belonged. Carl died in April, peacefully, in his sleep. His daughter was there. She'd moved back from Florida, spent his last year with him. They'd made peace, found each other again. At the funeral, she hugged me. Dad talked about you, said you were the bravest person he ever met, said you taught him that doing the right thing matters, even when it's hard. He saved my life. He said you saved his too, gave him purpose, reminded him why he mattered. I didn't know how to respond to that, so I just held her hand, let her grieve, let her know I understood. After the funeral, I found a box on my car. No note, no explanation, just a box. Inside were files, Carl's files, security footage from my building, from before the gas leak, from the weeks Michael and Brenda had been planning, conversations Carl had recorded, overheard, documented. Evidence I'd never seen, evidence he'd kept, insurance, protection. At the bottom was a letter, Carl's handwriting, shaky but clear. Surely, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Good, I was ready. But I wanted you to have this, just in case they come back, just in case you need proof again. You're stronger than you know. Keep fighting, keep surviving, keep showing them that old women aren't easy targets. We matter, we survive, we win. Carl. I kept that box. In my closet, next to the emergency bag Travis had made me pack, next to the evidence from the trial, next to the life I'd rebuilt. Travis still checked in, monthly calls, updates, making sure I was safe, making sure Michael and Brenda were still inside. Michael's up for parole in 3 years, Travis said during one call. Brenda in 2. They'll both apply. Both claim rehabilitation, both play the victim. Will they get out? Depends. On the board, on public support, on whether anyone speaks against them. I'll speak. I know you will. The Stand Strong Foundation offered me a job, part-time, victim advocate, helping women navigate the legal system, find resources, build cases. I took it. Not for the money, though that helped, but for the purpose, for the women who needed someone who understood, who'd survived, who could show them the way. I met hundreds of women, heard hundreds of stories. Some fought back, some didn't, some won, some lost, but all of them mattered, all of them deserved to be heard. One woman reminded me of myself, Janet, 71. Son trying to steal her house, manipulate her into signing it over. She was scared, alone, didn't know what to do. I helped her, connected her with Travis, with Kelly, with the system that had saved me, watched her build her case, gather evidence, fight back. She won, kept her house, cut off her son, survived. Thank you, she said after the judgment. You gave me hope. You showed me I could do this. You did this. I just showed the door. You walked through it. That became my mantra. I just showed the door. They walked through it. I didn't save anyone. I couldn't, but I could show them they were worth saving, worth fighting for, worth surviving. Michael's parole hearing came in year 5. I prepared for weeks, wrote my statement, practiced my testimony, gathered evidence of his letters, his threats, his refusal to take responsibility. The hearing was short, 15 minutes. The board asked questions, Michael answered, calm, remorseful, rehearsed. Then I spoke. My son tried to kill me, not once, multiple times. He exploited my trust, stole my money, sabotaged my home, and when he was caught, he blamed everyone but himself. He blamed his wife, he blamed his circumstances, he blamed me. I looked at Michael, at the board, at the system deciding his fate. He hasn't changed. He's just gotten better at lying. Don't let him out. Don't give him the chance to hurt someone else, because he will. The board denied his parole unanimously. He'd serve his full sentence, no early release, no second chances. As I left the hearing, Michael shouted after me, "You'll regret this. When I get out, you'll regret this." Security removed him, but his words followed me, echoed, promised. Travis was waiting outside. "You okay?" "I'm alive. That's all that matters." He meant what he said. When he gets out, I'll be ready. I've been ready for 5 years. I'll be ready for 5 more. 7 years. That's how long it's been since Carl slipped that note under my windshield, since Michael sabotaged my stove, since my life exploded and rebuilt itself into something new. I'm 79 now, still living in the same apartment, still working with Stand Strong, still speaking, still fighting, still surviving. Michael got out last month, served his full sentence, no parole, no reduction. 12 years became 10 with good behavior, but 10 was enough. He hasn't contacted me, hasn't tried. The restraining order is still active, will be for life. He knows if he comes near me, he goes back inside. But I know he's thinking about it, thinking about me, about revenge, about finishing what he started. Therefore, I'm ready. Travis checks in weekly. I've got cameras, alarms, a panic button that connects directly to police. I'm not the easy target I used to be. Brenda got out 2 years ago, moved to Nevada, married someone new, changed her name, disappeared into a life I'll never see. I don't think about her, don't wonder, don't care. Some people aren't worth the energy. I got a letter last week, not from Michael, from his daughter, my granddaughter. I didn't know he had a daughter, didn't know he'd gotten married again in prison. Pen pal romance. She'd had his baby while he was inside. The letter was simple, polite, curious. Dear Mrs. Palmer, my name is Sophie. I'm 4 years old. My daddy says you're my grandma, but you're not nice. Mommy says that's not true. She says families are complicated. I don't know what that means, but I wanted to write to you anyway. Do you like dolls? I like dolls. Love, Sophie. I've read that letter 20 times, looked at the photo she included. Little girl, dark hair, Michael's eyes. Innocent, sweet, untouched by everything that came before. I don't know what to do with it. Don't know if I should respond. Don't know if opening that door is safe or smart or fair to her. Travis says it's a trap, that Michael's using his daughter to get to me, to manipulate me, to find a way back in. Claire from Stand Strong says it's my choice, that I get to decide what family means, that blood doesn't obligate anything. Janet says I should burn it, like I burned all the others, that some doors should stay closed forever. But I keep looking at that photo, at Sophie, at the granddaughter I didn't know I had, at the innocent child caught in the middle of something she didn't create. I wrote back yesterday, short letter, careful, boundaried. Dear Sophie, I do like dolls. I used to collect them when I was young. Your letter was very kind. Thank you for writing. I hope you're happy. I hope you're safe. I hope you're loved. That's all grandmas really want. Love, Shirley. I didn't include my address. Sent it through Stand Strong's P.O. box. Safe, distant, protected. I don't know if it was the right choice. Don't know if I'll regret it. Don't know what happens next. But I know this. I survived. I rebuilt. I found purpose. I helped others. I mattered. Michael tried to kill me. Carl saved me. Travis helped me. Kelly fought for me. And I did the rest. I'm 79 years old, living in the same apartment where my son tried to murder me, working with women who've survived what I survived, speaking truth to people who need to hear it. I'm not rich, not famous, not special, just alive, just standing, just here. And some days that's enough. Some days that's everything. The phone rings. It's Travis, checking in, making sure I'm okay, making sure Michael hasn't violated the restraining order, making sure I'm still breathing. I'm good, I tell him. Really, I'm good. You sure? I'm alive after everything, after all of it. I'm still alive. That's what matters. Yeah, that's what matters. I hang up, look around my small apartment, at the life I've built from the ashes of the life I lost. at the safety I've created, at the purpose I've found. Tomorrow I'm speaking at a conference, 100 people, maybe more, women who need to hear that survival is possible, that fighting back is possible, that mattering is possible. I'll tell them about Carl, about that note, about 10 words that saved my life. Get out of here if you want to live. I got out, I lived, and I'm still living, still fighting, still surviving, still showing them that old women aren't invisible, aren't disposable, aren't easy targets. We're dangerous because we've survived everything they threw at us, and we're still standing. The sun sets through my window, orange light across my kitchen table, the same table where I've sat for 14 years, where I've drunk tea and made plans and rebuilt my life piece by piece. Sophie's letter sits in front of me, her photo, her innocent question about dolls. I don't know what happens next with her. Don't know if Michael will use her. Don't know if opening that door leads to healing or harm. But I know I'll face it, whatever comes, however it comes, because that's what survivors do. We face it, we fight it, we survive it, and we keep living, keep standing, keep mattering. Carl taught me that, in 10 words, on a rainy Wednesday, in a parking lot I'd driven through 1,000 times. He saw me, he warned me, he saved me. And now I do the same, for women like Janet, like Patricia, like the hundreds I've met through Stand Strong. I see 'em, I warn them, I help them save themselves. Because that's what matters. Not revenge, not justice, not even peace. Survival, standing, mattering. I'm 79 years old. My son tried to kill me. I'm still here. He's not. And that, after everything, is the greatest revenge of all. Simply surviving what was meant to destroy me. Simply standing when they expected me to fall. Simply living when they wanted me dead. I closed Sophie's letter, put it in the box with Carl's files, with the evidence, with the proof of everything I've survived. Tomorrow I'll speak, I'll help, I'll matter. Tonight I'll rest, in my apartment, in my life, in the safety I built from warnings and courage and the simple refusal to die quietly. The phone rings again. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but I do. Grandma Shirley? Small voice, young, innocent. Sophie? Mommy let me call. I wanted to say thank you for writing back, for liking dolls, too. She pauses, breathing, thinking. Daddy says you're mean, but you don't sound mean. You sound nice. My throat tightens. I try to be nice, to people who deserve it. Do I deserve it? Yes, sweetheart, you do. Can we talk again sometime? I close my eyes, think about Michael, about manipulation, about traps, about doors that should stay closed. But I think about Sophie, too, about innocence, about a child who didn't choose her father, about second chances given to people who've done nothing wrong. Yes, I say, we can talk again. Okay, I have to go now, but I'm glad you're my grandma, even if Daddy says you're not. She hangs up. I sit in my kitchen, in the orange light, in the life I've rebuilt, in the choices I'm still making. And I realize something. I'm not just surviving anymore. I'm living, really living, with complications and choices and granddaughters who might be traps or might be gifts, with purpose and fear and hope all tangled together, with the knowledge that nothing's certain, nothing's safe, nothing's finished. But I'm still here, still standing, still choosing, and that's enough. That's everything. That's survival in its truest form. Not hiding, not running, not ending. Just living, one choice at a time, one day at a time, one conversation with a 4-year-old who might be the bridge to something new, or might be the last trick my son ever plays. Either way, I'll face it, because Carl taught me that survival isn't about knowing what's next. It's about standing anyway, living anyway, mattering anyway. I turn off the lights, lock the door, go to bed. Tomorrow brings another speech, another woman to help, another day of surviving, and maybe, just maybe, another call from Sophie. Whatever comes, I'll be ready, because I'm Shirley Palmer, 79 years old, attempted murder survivor, victim advocate, grandmother, and I'm not going anywhere. Not yet, not ever, not without a fight. If any part of this story felt familiar, that's a sign. This channel is for people who are finally choosing themselves. No noise, no guilt. Join us by subscribing to the Grandma's Chair and come back whenever you need a reminder that your peace matters. Until next time, protect what cost you your peace. Bye for now.